We are live. This is the Transform Livecast. This is my first official simultaneous broadcast on both Instagram and Facebook. I've got two cameras going, so if I'm pointing at you now, you're on Instagram. If I'm pointing at you now, you're on Facebook. Welcome. I'll kind of talk in between cameras a little bit so you'll both feel like I'm connecting with you. So what we've got is we have every Thursday at high noon Eastern, I go live. I do my Transformed Livecast. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, all right? Introduce myself a little bit, especially for all my Instagram friends. I have lost over 100 pounds myself. So I've lost just under 110 pounds, and obviously that was a huge transformation. I had to put in a lot of work. It was really, really tough, but I got the job done. I learned a lot during this. So then I formed programs and I applied those to my hometown clients, all right? My hometown clients have lost over 35,000 pounds in the last 5 years, and that's something pretty special as well, something I'm very, very proud of. So now what I'm doing, I'm on a 1 million pound mission. I'm taking everything that I've learned from my own transformation and from my clients, and I'm applying that and putting it all online through live cast shows like this with my book, my podcast, my blog, my online courses, my coaching programs, and I want to do 1 million pounds of impact. So you can plan on tuning in every Thursday and getting a little bit of transformation education dropped on you. This week, I'm going to talk about what I call the topic of you got to build your foundation before you get all fancy. That's the topic of this week. You got to build your foundation before you get all fancy. And I'm looking at the Facebook camera. It looks like I'm a little bit slow. It might be my internet connection. Now, I live out in the country, so if the internet connection gets weird, I just have to feed the hamster that powers my internet on the wheel, and we'll get him going. We'll give him a protein shake, and he'll speed up, right? Okay, so we're good to go. It'll just be like a kung fu movie. Wah, wah, wah. All right, you got to get your foundation before you get fancy. What I'm talking about with this is there's so much information out there right now, so many cool things with exercise, science, and fitness and health, all these biohacks that people talk about. But people come to my doorstep and they're like, hey, I don't know where to start anymore. It feels like I just can't exercise. I got to be like doing ice baths, and I got to find the right frequency of light to shine in my ear to burn more fat. And there's this Swedish fat-burning goat poop I have to order before I can even get started. All right, so it's very confusing. There's a lot of neat things out there, but it's really easy to get lost in the weeds, right? So what we want to focus on is building your foundation. I created something that I call the Amazing Results Formula, and that's what I want you to hone in on. So there's 4 components of the Amazing Results Formula. Number 1, we've got to have sound nutrition. We've got to eat clean. And that's where I always start my clients, just basic clean eating, getting rid of sugar, getting rid of processed foods, learning how to meal time, how to meal prep, all right, how to think ahead a little bit and get the healthy food stocked up in the fridge. So it's not necessarily that other more advanced diets are bad. I just like to start people with a simple plan so we don't overwhelm them, all right? So what we got is the healthy eating, the clean nutrition. The second component is regular exercise. We got to sweat. We got to eat clean first. We got to sweat. And we got to do it consistently, right? We just have to get out and move. You don't have to worry about the super space age heart rate monitors and all this stuff. You know, I didn't lose 100 pounds using any of that stuff. My clients didn't lose 35,000 pounds doing all that stuff. It's not necessary. I know there's some really cool stuff with DNA testing right now, but I actually had somebody email and be like, should I get my DNA tested before I start your program? I'm like, hell no, man. Let's just get to work. Let's get to work. The perfect time to start is now. Let's get going. DNA testing is cool, but you don't need that to start your transformation. So the third component is what I call strategic thinking. You have to be able to identify, analyze, and prepare ahead for any transformation danger zones. So think about the things that have thrown you off in the past, identify those, analyze them, and then plan ahead so that you can dominate them. All right, so then the fourth component is doing the first 3 consistently over time. You have to be consistent with your nutrition. You have to be consistent with your exercise. You have to be consistent with your planning. All right, super, super important. Now, a couple of danger zones that I've noticed with clients nutritionally is there's two really hot diets that are going really, really good, and people are getting good results from, but I've seen a lot of people fall into them if they jump into them too early. We're talking about the keto diet and intermittent fasting. I've used both of those. I use those with my clients, but not until they've done a couple of months of just clean eating and getting rid of cravings and just learning about the basics of nutrition. So a lot of people with the keto, they're like, I loves me my cheese and my bacon, but then they cheat on that plan too often, and they end up gaining weight from doing that because mixing in a lot of cheats and taking yourself out of ketosis is a recipe for complete disaster. So a lot of people will really have an epic fail moment there if they dive into it too soon. So the other thing is the intermittent fasting. People will give into cravings a lot because they're waiting an extended amount of time before they eat. Again, they have that eating window, and then the window when they can't eat, which is usually around 15, 16 hours. So that's a trouble zone for a lot of people if they're just brand new. So like I said, I'm into using the right tool for your transformation project. So sometimes I use keto on myself. Sometimes I'll do carb cycling. Sometimes I'll use more of a paleo plan. Depends what I'm trying to accomplish, and that's the same approach that I take with my clients. I feel like we don't have to be married to a nutrition program. We use it when it makes sense. All right, it serves us. We don't serve it. So the amazing results formula. I did see some questions here on Instagram, so I will get to those here in 1 second, as long as I can figure it out with all my multiple cameras going here. So the amazing results formula. I've created something new that I want you guys to check out. It's free, and it's going to help you apply this to your transformation. If you go to my website, www.transformationcoach.me, or if you're some of my homies on Instagram, you can just click on the link in my bio. You can fill out my amazing results scorecard. I've broken down those 4 components into 8 mindsets. All right, and you can fill that out, and you can figure out where you need to improve. All right, so you fill it out. We send you the scorecard. And you're going to see how you score in each of those categories. And these are the things that I've learned from my own 100-pound transformation, from the 35,000 pounds of results from my clients. And I took those, success leaves clues, and I took those clues and put them in the scorecard. And I said, all right, let's use this for analysis, and let's see where we're at so that we know where we need to work on, and we can start making an improvement. It's that simple, but it's not so simple, right? It involves a lot of hard work. So check that out. Again, you can go to my website, www.transformationcoach.me. Or click the link in my bio on Instagram, and you can get that. It's free. You're not going to get a million emails from me. It's just you're going to get one email that explains the scorecard and one email where I give a tip on each 8 of the 8 categories and how to improve it. Cool? Okay, awesome. Let's see. I've got some questions here. There we go. Keto with Kiddo says, I came from paleo. I'm not a bacon and cheese head. That's good. Very good, very good. So you have that base underneath you. Good job, good job. And I saw somebody asking about, let's see if I can get it pulled back up. Yeah. All right. So I saw somebody ask about running or walking several miles per day, and that is good. If that's your jam. Really, the key thing with getting started, if you're on a weight loss journey, especially if you're somebody that needs to lose, like 20 plus pounds, just get started. Sweat. Make it that simple. Sweat multiple times per week and do it consistently. Get it booked on your calendar where you're going to sweat Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or a little bit every day, whatever works for you. And then analyze your results and then tweak the process to keep getting better and better and better. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. So again, the theme of the day is get your foundation before you get all fancy. Now, if you're somebody that's further along in your transformation journey and you maybe don't have any more weight to lose, you've had some experience, then dive into those biohacks. They're really cool. Like I do cold showers. I do cold exposure, meditation. I experiment with some of the cool apps and things like that. But what I'm saying, I'm not hating on any of that. I don't want to get the internet haters going. But the thing I'm trying to say is don't get overwhelmed by it. Don't feel like you have to go there first. Keep it as simple as possible, but just get moving. That's what, I remember when I weighed 327 pounds and it's, I just had that moment where I was like, I just need to change. And I put myself in motion and I put myself on the right trajectory and I just learned about myself as I went and got better and better and better. And that's how we get the job done. All right, I see a question on Instagram. Walk on the treadmill while the kids watch movies, but would like to do weights and yoga. That's your situation. So you're doing what you can do. That's what's important. So don't feel bad about, you're sweating, you're doing what you can do. Don't feel bad that you're not doing the ideal. It's progress, not perfection. People get, it's a huge transformation trap where people are like, well, this is where I ideally want to be, but I only get to do this, so it kind of sucks. Just focus on making the most out of what you can do. Maybe you can figure out a time when you can do some yoga and some weights during your lunch break, or while the kids are at school, or whatever. Now, I will give you guys a spoiler. Here in a couple weeks on my podcast, I'm bringing on an efficiency and productivity expert. I think he's #1 in the world, in my opinion. I've read both of his books. One of his books is called Less Doing, More Living. The other one's called Idea to Execution. His name is Ari Meisel. He is world famous. He's done TED Talks. He's coming on my podcast. He's going to be talking. I've given him the specific task on helping me carve out some time for our busy working parents. So some productivity hacks, some apps, some tasks, some tools, I should say, to help us find more time in our day to get more efficient, more productive, get more done in less time. Like he says, less doing, more living. So that's going to be coming out here in a couple weeks on the TransformationCoach.me podcast. I just released this episode about building your foundation. Before you get all fancy, it's episode number 49 on the podcast. You can go to iTunes or SoundCloud and just search for the TransformationCoach.me podcast and let me know what you think. If you can leave me a review on iTunes or SoundCloud, that would help me out a ton. I appreciate that, and I read them all, and I applaud you for doing that. It helps me spread the word. Like I said, I'm on this million-pound mission, and you guys are helping me get the word out there, so I appreciate it very much. All right, looks like we're good. I have maintained internet connection on both Instagram and Facebook simultaneously, so go Adam. All right, so I'm going to sign out. As always, I like to say, get out there and own it. Every meal, every workout, every day. I'll say goodnight to Facebook.